Alright, guys, here's battle number 2. This one is against a guy. I've battled him a couple of times. Actually, uh, I've been complaining that I've had too many battles saved up, and I battled this guy last night, and this battle and I don't even know why I'm talking about it because I didn't record it, and it kind of sucks because I really hate myself because it was fucking awesome. It was just ridiculous. So, I mean, it literally came down to the last turn, and it came down to some hacks, and I kind of felt bad, but I mean, hey, it's part of the game. But that's not the battle we're going to be seeing, so sorry for getting the tip wet and then leaving you guys high and dry. But this is another, I'm just saying because this guy is really good. I mean, I think he's pretty good, and so we always have really good battles. This is a battle I had against him a couple months ago, back when my Sprite was rocking that hipster orange beanie. Um, he's got a pretty cookie cutter OU team, as Kyle would say, minus that Toxicroak, but everything else is like straight out of OU. Um, my team, as always, is kind of climbs the ladder up and down in terms of tiers. I got Ferrothorn, Swellow, Florgus, Mega Manectric, Gliscor, and Chinchino, and yeah. So I mean, take a look at that team. Those are all familiar faces in the OU metagame. Rotom Wash was like the most used Pokemon in the game in a survey taken like a month or two ago. You got probably Focus Sash Mamo, uh, Mega Scizor without a doubt, and that thing scares the shit out of me. Always does. You know, Priority Brave Bird T Flame. He's a problem. Definitely want to get those rocks up before he gets in the battle, so I can make it a little easier on my peoples. So yeah, let's. This is a pretty good battle. Sorry, my ugly hand was in the way there. So yeah, Ali. Mohammed and the Bee. Ali. So he's smart and leads with Talonflame, so you can get him in there for free without worrying about, the rocks or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to take a Flare Blitz. I want to save you so you can put your hazards up. So I switch him out, go into Gliscor. I know this Flare Blitz is coming. Yeah, and here it is. I was worried this thing's banded because my Gliscor switched into many a Talonflame, and when it's banded, that Flare Blitz hurts like shit, even if it is a Gliscor. So he's got leftovers to recover off that recoil damage, and I get my Toxicroak activated, so it's all good. He pulls out Talonflame. Kind of sucks because I wanted to get my rocks up, so the next time Talonflame comes in, it takes him to half, but I couldn't do it, so I just got to keep fishing for my ops. And I love Gliscor because I can just knock off whatever switches, and I knew he was going to switch because that Flare Blitz didn't do nearly enough. So Toxicroak comes in, gets knocked off, then I just EQ. Honestly, I thought this would kill him because of the weakness to it, but he lives with a sliver, so whatever. Toxicroak's not really hitting me that hard, so I'm just kind of shuffling his team around, and here comes another knockoff on the switch, my favorite thing to do. And I'm like, oh, good, I got the leftovers off, but then I remember the leftovers, I'm assuming he only has one because most people are too lazy to make a pickup team, me. But, so yeah, I knocked off just in case he had something else, like, I don't know, like an Assault Vest, but then I remember Rotom Wash rarely runs 4 attacks. So yeah, I'm glad I switched out there because a big old Hydro Pump is coming my way. Yeah, so I take that, and I'm like, oh, please let me set up rocks. And then he's smart, gets his Talonflame in before the rocks can come up. Smart man. But, so yeah, they're up now, though, so that's good. Got him up, and he doesn't have a spinner, or does he? Actually, yeah, he does have a spinner. He has Excadrill. So, I mean, that's why I switch out, because I'm like, I need to save Ferrothorn in case that Excadrill comes in and, spins him away. Here comes another Flare Blitz. Hits me about, looks like it hit me a little harder than the last one, but I'm like, you know what, fine. I am going to just keep doing my thing. Little after turn action going on. Keep doing my thing and just take a Brave Bird to the face and proceed to knock off this guy's leftovers so he cannot, so he has to pay the price for those Brave Birds and those Flare Blitzes he's just throwing around like that. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that Talonflame is he's gonna have to think twice before he starts throwing around those recoil moves now. So he's just gonna keep just smacking me in the face with Brave Birds, and I'm like, fine, dude, whatever. You wanna play this game? It's fine. I'm gonna roost up. Back in the days when I had roost on him. It's just this Gliscor. My Gliscor. I don't know if other people have noticed this, but Gliscor suffers from 4-move syndrome. Like he's got so many, and he roosts up too. So he didn't. I guess he didn't really care that I knocked his leftovers off. But anyway, Gliscor is so like he has so many options for awesome moves. You know, things that could help him, and it just sucks that you know, there's only 4 slots, because I would love to run Roost and Toxic and Taunt and, you know, Earthquake and Knockoff and blah, blah, blah. But, so yeah, he switches into Extra Drill because it's kind of a stalemate between the two of us, and the stones hit him a little bit. And he floats in the air with a balloon, and I'm like, let's get that balloon off you. Stop floating around. You look stupid. So, knocked off the air balloon. So I can just spam EQs now. And I didn't know this, but Extra Drill is actually an Uber. I was surprised to hear that. I mean, I knew he fucks around in that tier, but I thought he was OU as well. Then I looked it up, and I guess he's straight Uber. So, but whatever, he's dead. In comes the swine. I break the sash with my rocks, and I'm like, I don't want to take an Icicle Crash or whatever the hell you got for me. I need to save you for Talonflame. So I go into Ferrothorn, and here comes the Icicle Crash, but I avoid it. Free switch, yay! And then he gets up his own rocks. So, finally, this late in the game, he gets up his own rocks. Beforehand, I'd been just free to switch, and I'm like, why not? Set up a free layer of spikes. Something else to hurt people, even though that won't touch Talonflame, but this Earthquake just hurts like a bitch, because it crits. And I'm like, you know what? Here's another layer of spikes. Make the price of switching in even more costly. And Ferrothorn, I mean, you didn't really need to do anything. Your sole purpose is to get your rocks up. If you can, get some spikes up. So he did a good job. And I just go into my boy, my little Chinchy. He knows a Rock Blast is coming, so he doesn't want his Mamoswine to take that. Gonna go into Toxicroak as fodder. And he's gonna fodder off to the spikes and the rocks, and he's gonna die. So my Chinchino's just, he's been holding that Rock Blast for a while, and then he didn't even get to use it. And here comes Seamus. Shout out to Julius's cat. This thing just is so damn scary. I hate it. But, that residual damage, though, that entry hazard damage, though, taking him down a quarter. Hey, damage is damage. In comes Gliscor. And I have a problem. Everyone knows it. I've said it before. Especially when it's this damn thing, I never bring in something that can hit it hard right away, which you need to do against him, because one Swords Dance and he can sweep your whole team. I always bring in Gliscor, like, oh, I can take, you know, bullet punches all day. Like, I need to get better at just bringing in something that can hit him hard. But really, the only thing that can hit him hard is fire. And, which makes me feel like in the metagame right now, you need to carry a fire type just on your team at all times, or someone who has a fire attack, because things can get out of hand really quick with Scizor. And you can't poison him, so that's another problem. You can Wisp him, but I mean, not everyone can learn Wisp like everyone can learn Toxic, so I'm not taking these Iron Heads well, and I die. But he is definitely within revenge kill range, and I just go into Manectric, because Manectric can Mega and get that Intimidate, live that Bullet Punch, and proceed to... I could probably kill him with an HP Ice, honestly. But I decided to just Thunderbolt him, just because it's a for sure KO. I don't know, that resistance to it with the Steel might pull some shenanigans, and then I don't want him to die, because I need him for later. So I just go with the Stab Thunderbolt, get rid of that piece of crap. And he goes into Mamo again, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. I got something just for you. Come here, Mamoswine. I got a sweet dose of murder for you. And here comes a nice, tasty overheat right in your grill. Good night, Moon. So yeah, Mamoswine goes down. My special attack drops. But that's fine. I'm a hit and run kind of dude. And I'm like, okay, I don't have Gliscor anymore. Ooh, those rocks hurt. I don't have Gliscor anymore, so what can I do to wear down this Talonflame? So I go into Florges. I knew... the reason I switched out is because I knew Manectric couldn't take a Brave Bird at full power, because he's kind of papery thin. The Intimidate gives him a little more staying power, but not a lot. So I switch out because I want to get more recoil damage off on this thing, but he's gonna roost. Smart play. But I have a plan here, so I'm gonna throw up a wish because I knew he'd roost. He wants to do as much damage with this thing as he can, and he can roost all day on my Talonflamers or on my Florgus. There's nothing I can do. So I throw up the roost, or I throw up the wish. I switch out, go back into Manectric. I get the Intimidate. I have enough. I think I have enough to take the Brave Bird if it's -1. So I get the Intimidate off. He Brave Birds. I live with 12. He takes a little recoil. I get the wish. I'm back at a good amount of health. I can take another Brave Bird, obviously, and not care about it. And then he can just taste the Thunderbolt and go to hell. So, had to get a little creative there. I knew Florgus could probably take one unboosted Brave Bird. If he even was like +1, Florgus would have died, but it's okay because he wasn't. And I can just Thunderbolt Thunderbolt Vav here, and Vav goes down, and that's the game. So, good battle. It was a little tough. I mean, it wasn't that tough, but I mean, he's a cagey guy, so always gotta watch out for him. So yeah, there's the battle. Enjoy.